We've been trained to compare ourselves to others. From the moment we were in school, it was all about comparison. You got an A, your friend got a B, your other friend got a C, or you may have gotten the C and your friends have gotten the B's and A's, whatever. It was always about comparison. What do your friends do in life? What do your colleagues do? Why do they get promoted? Why did I get promoted? It's always comparison. But those comparisons really stress us out. In whatever area of life. We may not have a partner and someone else does, or how did they get that amazing partner and why didn't I? How come they make so much money and how come I don't? And blah blah blah. Today, let's talk about how to get out of comparing yourself to others. First of all, you have to realize that you're unique. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else. It doesn't work. They have a completely different life, a completely different past, completely different goals, inspirations, aspirations, just completely different lives. When you compare yourself to them, it's like comparing an apple to a table. You know, there's so many differences that you don't even know where to start. You can't even see what makes them the same. And that's what you're trying to do when you compare yourself to others. Yeah, we're humans. Yeah, you may be the same age as someone. But that's about it. You know, you may have a couple things that you share with someone. But you're holding on to those couple similarities. With the table and the apple, it's like saying both have 5 letters in their name. Both have something to do with trees. And both are usually in my house. Great. You know, I guess you can compare them that way. But everything else will be different. Comparing yourself to someone else is no different. And that's okay. You are unique. You are you. And even if you share some more similarities with someone else, it doesn't mean you're going to be exactly like them. And it definitely doesn't mean that you will live the same life, or even a similar life to theirs. And if we go into that a little bit deeper, let's say you have someone who you compare yourself a lot to because you share a lot of interests. And let's say you're both doing the same sort of job, but they're way better than you in that job. They did something that you can't do anymore. Let's use the example, you're both YouTubers. And you're both making videos about the same stuff, in the same language. Most people will think, well, that's unneeded. There's already a video like that out there. Okay, then why are there so many action movies? Why are there so many comedy movies? Why is the entertainment industry itself so great? They're all doing the exact same thing. All action movies basically have the same kind of idea. You know, the plot line may be different, but most action movies are pretty much the same. So why are you making the same videos as your friend any different? If you look at it from a different angle, you'll see why it's different. Because one person may like one sort of action movie and may hate the next one. There's just some slight differences in them that speak to different people. And the same thing happens with your videos, or with your work, whatever it is. It goes for every type of job. You bring slightly different things to the table than your friend. Because you're a completely different person. We just talked about that. So when you make the exact same videos, you will probably have a completely different audience. And this goes for any situation. Even in a bar. If your friend hits up a bunch of men or a bunch of women, who's to say you can't? Who's to say if he failed or if she failed that you can't succeed on that same person? You're different. You have a different approach, different way to interact, you're a different person. That's why comparing yourself is so irrelevant. Because even if you do the exact same stuff, exactly the same stuff in exactly the same language, and put every factor that you can exactly the same way, there will still be differences that speak to different people. There's 7 billion people on this planet. Of course there will be differences in them, and of course some people will like your friend more, and of course some people will like you more. There will always be someone that's better at it than you, and always someone that's worse at it than you. If I only compare myself to preschoolers, then of course I'm better at reading and writing than they are. Suddenly, if that's my reference group, I'm at the top, I'm the best. And if I compare myself to English majors, then of course my reading and writing will be worse than most all of them. And I'll be at the bottom. There will always be someone that's better than you and always someone that's worse than you. But if you compare yourself to those people, you will never do what you're meant to do. Because you're the best at being you. And you speak to some people better than anyone else. At some areas, you're the best person those people can go to. For them, you are the number one person. And for others, you're the worst person. They hate the way you talk, they hate the way you act. They can't stand even listening to you for 10 seconds. Others could listen to you for weeks. It's all about what you compare yourself to and what your reference group is. So it really doesn't matter if you compare yourself to anyone because you're completely different, you'll attract different people, just do different stuff. I hope that got you some ideas on why comparing yourself is so irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even work. It doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to someone else. You're an apple and they're the table. There may be some similarities, but in essence, you're completely different people. And if you can take anything from what I've just said, then please take this with you. There are people out there in this world that need you to be yourself, because only you can help them. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And check out my blog in the description below for more amazing content and how you can make your life better.